The greatest obstacle to enlightenment is getting past your delusion that you're not already enlightened. This is a great quote by Ramana Maharshi. It's very, very clever. So let's break it down. The greatest obstacle to enlightenment is getting past your delusion that you're not already enlightened. What he's pointing at here is that awakening or enlightenment is not something you attain. It's not a state. It's not something that you learn. It's recognizing what already is and was already the case. So when he says getting past your delusion that you're already enlightened, what he really means is there's no such thing as an enlightened person. There's only enlightenment. When awakening occurs, it's seen that there never was a person to awaken. You can't awaken. It's not possible, because to awaken, you would have had to have been asleep. There's no one to be asleep. There's only awakening. And as I'm saying these words, I know how cryptic it sounds. It sounds paradoxical and nonsensical, but it literally is the case. What happens is you start to see that the person that you think you are is actually a collection of activities. It's thoughts, feelings, senses, perceptions. And those things, they don't actually have a container in reality. You can imagine a container, you can project or conceptualize a container, you can create an image of the person that you think you are. You look in the mirror, you see that face in the mirror, and you think that all of those things are contained within that image that you see. But what you're doing is you're projecting that. If we actually look at what's happening in our raw experience, in the absolute truth of our experience, what we find is there's only emptiness. If we try and look at what we are, and I've said this before, but in order to really know what you are, you don't need to think about it. You don't need to conceptualize. You just need to take your attention that you look outwards with and turn it inwards. And when you do that, what you find is nothingness, just spaciousness. And within that spaciousness, those objects occur, they appear. The thoughts, the senses, the feelings and the perceptions, they just appear within that space. So you start to see that there never was a person. All there was just this wide open space of awareness, or you could call it consciousness. And within that, things arise. But within that, there's no person. There is no person. There's only awakening. So what I'm describing to you is awakening. There's only the space. There's only consciousness. There never was a person. It never could be a person. And you're not enlightened because it's not possible to be enlightened. You just see that there's only enlightenment.